What if I told you that in 2026, Social Security isn't just tweaking numbers on a spreadsheet? It's making some of the biggest shifts in decades. Shifts that could quietly shrink your monthly check, raise your taxes, delay your retirement, and even change how much of your benefits you actually keep. Imagine thinking you're getting a raise, only to find Medicare takes nearly half of it before it even reaches your bank account. Or planning to retire at 65, and realizing that in 2026 that's officially considered early, with a permanent cut to your benefits. These aren't far-off warnings. They're official, scheduled updates kicking in just months from now. So the question is, do you know how these changes will hit your wallet? Or are you going to let them sneak up on you? Quick poll. If you had to choose today, would you retire early and take less money, or work longer for a bigger check? Drop your answer in the comments. Let's break it all down. For millions of Americans, Social Security isn't just another paycheck. It's the foundation of retirement. According to the Social Security Administration, nearly 9 out of 10 people over age 65 receive benefits. And for about 1 in 4 seniors, it makes up at least 90% of their income. Think about that for a second. For many people, Social Security isn't extra money. It's the rent, the groceries, and the medication budget all rolled into one. Imagine Mary, a 68-year-old widow living in Ohio. Nearly every dollar she spends each month comes from her Social Security check. For someone like her, even a $30 change in benefits can mean choosing between filling a prescription or paying the electric bill. That's why every adjustment, whether it's raising the retirement age, tweaking COLA, or changing the tax rules, sends shockwaves through households across the country. The changes coming in 2026 aren't random. Some were set in motion decades ago, and others are brand new laws designed to patch up a system facing serious financial pressure. I've pulled everything in this breakdown directly from official reports: the Social Security Trustees Report, the Senior Citizens League projections, and the latest Medicare Trustees Report. These numbers are estimates. The official limits for 2026 will be announced later in the year, usually in mid-October. My goal? To cut through the jargon and give you the plain truth about what's changing and how to prepare. There are 5 major changes coming to Social Security in 2026. Some have been decades in the making. Others are brand new and will catch people off guard. And here's the kicker. The last one? It's a complete game changer that could finally put more money back in your pocket. Change number 1, the 2026 Cost of Living Adjustment. Every year, Social Security benefits adjust for inflation through the COLA, the Cost of Living Adjustment. The idea is simple. As prices rise, your check rises too. For 2026, projections from the Senior Citizens League put the COLA at around 2.6% to 2.7%. The official number won't come until October 2025, when inflation data is finalized. Now, 2.7% sounds decent, right? But here's what it really looks like. The average benefit in mid-2025 was about $2,006 per month. A 2.7% COLA would add around $54 to that monthly check, or about $648 for the year. Here's the problem. Costs retirees actually face are rising even faster. Take groceries, for example. The USDA reports that food-at-home prices rose more than 2% in 2024, with staples like beef, eggs, and bread climbing even higher. Or look at utilities. Average household electricity costs were up about 5% year over year in many regions. That $54 raise might sound nice on paper, but in reality, it can vanish after just a couple of extra grocery runs and a slightly higher power bill. Think of it this way. It's like being handed a slightly bigger wallet, but every time you open it at the checkout line, the prices inside the store have already climbed higher. So while COLA means more money on paper, many retirees feel their buying power is shrinking year after year. Change number 2. The full retirement age is officially rising to 67. This is a milestone nearly 40 years in the making. Back in 1983, Congress passed a law gradually raising the full retirement age, the FRA, from 65 to 67. In 2026, the phase-in is finally complete. If you were born in 1960 or later, your FRA is now officially 67. Here's why that matters. Your FRA is when you're entitled to 100% of your benefit. but you can claim as early as 62 at a permanent cut. With FRA at 67, claiming at 62 means a 30% reduction for life. Let's put that in dollars. If your benefit at FRA is $2,000 a month, claiming early at 62 drops it to about $1,400 a month. That's $600 less every month, or over $7,000 a year. And once you lock it in, that reduction is permanent. Here's an easy way to picture it. Two neighbors have the same $2,000 benefit at full retirement age. One claims at 62 and gets $1,400 per month for life. The other waits until 67 and gets the full $2,000 per month. They're roughly even around age 78 to 79. By age 80, the one who waited is only about $9,600 ahead. By 85, about $45,600. By 90, about $81,600. Waiting pays off if you live long enough to cross that break-even. On the flip side, if you wait past FRA, your benefit grows by about 8% per year until age 70. That same $2,000 check could rise to around $2,480 per month if you delay. Here's the kicker. Many people still think of 65 as the normal retirement age. But starting in 2026, retiring at 65 is technically early, and it comes with a penalty. So if you're planning your retirement, go to ssa.gov and look up your exact FRA. Don't just guess. Knowing that number could mean tens of thousands of dollars difference over your lifetime. Change number 3. Rising Medicare premiums will eat into your COLA. Here's where things get tricky. Just as your COLA kicks in, Medicare premiums are set to rise. And for most retirees, that money comes straight out of your Social Security check. According to the 2025 Medicare Trustees report, the standard Part B premium is expected to rise from $185 in 2025 to about $206.50 in 2026. That's an increase of $21.50 per month, or 11.6%. Now do the math. The average retiree's COLA raise is about $54. Subtract a $21.50 Medicare increase, and you're left with just $32.50 extra per month. That means nearly 40% of your raise is gone before it even hits your account. And that's only the premium. The annual Part B deductible is also rising, from $257 to $288, which is another $31 pulled from your pocket each year. On top of that, prescription drug spending across the United States jumped 11.4% in 2024, and higher out-of-pocket costs are expected to continue. So in reality, that $54 raise isn't just trimmed. It's often stretched so thin by medical costs that retirees barely feel the increase at all. Think of it like filling up a bucket with water, only to see multiple holes draining it away. Premiums, deductibles, and drug costs all poking through at once. The lesson? Don't celebrate the COLA headline until you see the Medicare announcement. Your real raise is the difference between the two. Change number 4. Higher earners will pay more in Social Security taxes. This change won't hit retirees directly, but it's critical for workers. Social Security taxes only apply to income up to a cap called the wage base. In 2025, the wage base is $176,100. In 2026, it's projected to rise to about $183,600. For high earners, that means more taxes. At a 6.2% rate, employees will pay an extra $465. If you're self-employed, you pay both sides, 12.4%, which means an extra $930. Here's the thing, most Americans won't notice this change. Only about 6% of workers actually earn above the wage base. But for those who do, the extra payroll tax adds up to billions in additional revenue for Social Security. And every dollar matters because the trust fund is still projected to run short by 2033. Think of it like a paycheck with a slightly bigger slice cut out. A small bite for individuals, but when millions of paychecks are affected, it becomes a significant source of funding for the program. Change number 5. The end of federal income tax on benefits for most seniors. Finally, some good news, and it's a big one. In July 2025, Congress passed what's being called the One Big Beautiful Bill. Among other provisions, it eliminated federal income tax on Social Security benefits for nearly 90% of retirees. For decades, if you earned over $25,000 as a single filer or $32,000 as a couple, you had to pay tax on part of your benefits. Millions of retirees found that unfair. They'd already paid into the system and then were taxed again on the very checks meant to support them. That ends in 2026. A new, much larger deduction for taxpayers 65 and older will wipe out federal taxes on Social Security income for most households. And this isn't a temporary patch. It's a permanent change to the tax code. For the average retiree, that means keeping hundreds, even thousands, of dollars each year that used to go straight to Uncle Sam. Finally, a reform that puts money back into seniors' pockets where it belongs. So what can you actually do with all of this? Here are 5 smart ways to prepare for the 2026 changes. 1. Budget realistically for COLA. Don't assume the full 2.7% raise is yours to spend. Factor in rising costs, groceries, utilities, housing, so you're not caught off guard. 2. Know your full retirement age. If you were born in 1960 or later, it's 67. Claiming early can lock you into a 30% cut for life. Log in to ssa.gov and check your exact number. 3. Plan around Medicare. Expect premiums and deductibles to climb. Build those increases into your retirement budget so your raise doesn't vanish overnight. 4. If you're a high earner, expect a bigger tax bite. The wage base is rising to $183,600. That means slightly more out of each paycheck, especially if you're self-employed. 5. Take advantage of the new tax break. For most retirees, Social Security income will no longer be taxed federally starting in 2026. That's real money staying in your pocket. Plan where it will do the most good. Staying ahead of these changes is the best way to protect your financial future. If this breakdown helped you, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because when the official numbers drop later this year, I'll be breaking them down for you in real time. And tell me in the comments, which of these changes hits you hardest? Is it Medicare premiums, the FRA shift, or the COLA that never seems to keep up? Social Security isn't collapsing in 2026, but it is evolving. Some changes will shrink your check. Some will raise your taxes. And one long overdue reform will finally put money back in your pocket. This isn't about panic. It's about preparation. The sooner you understand the rules, the more freedom you have to write your own retirement story. This is Minecraft, where ideas become action and action becomes your future.